free quiz that is an API 570 piping inspector full course from training and inspection services. So we quiz and see, solve them one by one. Question number 1, API recommended practices 574. This is piping inspection practice. Does not cover which one of the following. So as you can see, it's a piping. It covers piping less than 2-inch, tubing and fitting, but it does not cover obviously the control valves. A control valve is covered by API 598, and we have written here the Number 2, a refining industry generally uses what type of piping for severe service? So there are 4 answers here, as you can see: brass, cast, seamless, longitudinal, seam-belt. Now, obviously, brass and cast is not for high pressure. These are utility valves, and they are used. And longitudinal seam-belt, there is always risk of leak from them. So if it's high pressure and it is a severe service like H2S, sour service, then you normally want to use a seamless, so you don't have a risk of any welding defects or etc. Piping is normally made by rolling plates and welding the seams for pipe larger than 16-inch. So that's a normal industry practice that you can find in API 570, this piece of information. Steel and alloy piping are also manufactured to standard dimensions up to 48-inch. So you got anything up to 48-inch, 36, 24, 48, 12-inch, and 10-inch, 8-inch, etc. So these are standard pipes. Anything above that would be like tailored to mate. And alloy piping also manufactured to a standard thickness designated as schedules in nominal thickness up to 36-inch. So normally here we are talking about the nominal thickness or a schedule. So if you want anything thicker than the normal one, then you have to order it. So here again is 36-inch. Actual thickness of road piping may vary from its nominal thickness by manufacturing tolerance of as much as 12.5%. This can be an exam question, that the tolerance is 12.5%, and we have brought the answer here. What does it mean? And there's a lot of other information that you can find here. Cast piping has a thickness tolerance of 0 to 1/16 of inch. So it can be less than, what is it? The thickness has been asked for, and it can be more than 1/16 of inch. Okay. For all nominal pipe sizes of 12-inch, the smaller the size refers to the nominal inside diameter. It's almost inside diameter. Above 12-inch is the outside, like 14-inch or etc. Next question. Under tolerances of welded pipe used for piping manufacturing and refinery service is, well, I take my chances. Let's see which one is correct. So as I mentioned, this is the reason is, look, they're using the plates. Okay, the plates according to ASME section 2 materials and ASME section 8 and also ASME B31.3 can be less than 0.01 inch. So if a pipe is manufactured from a plate, the under tolerance cannot be less than 0.1 inch. Okay, 0.01 inch. Tubing is generally seamless or drawn, but may also be welded. The stated size is actual outside diameter. Sorry. So look, what I made a mistake here was that I said outside radius. It actually should be outside diameter. So just don't jump into answers directly. Read it carefully, all the 4 answers. And so here we got outside or inside, but then it's always the diameter we are talking about. There is never about radius. Okay. Next question. There are many types of valve. Which one of the valve listed below is incorrect? So if you have studied 598, you know we got gate valve, globe valve, check valve, ball valve, but there is never a style valve. We don't have anything as a style valve, so this is easy question. Okay. Now, what type of valve is normally used in a fully open or fully closed position? And normally it's a gate valve, because it's like a gate, and it's not normally used when you want to control the flow. So it's either stop or start. And I mean, if it's halfway open, there might be a lot of erosion. That's not the valve is built to. So it's built for a low pressure, either open or either close. What is a globe valve used for? Used for a block valve, regulated flow valve, and but this is very used. It's unlike the globe gate valve. So you can put it at, you know, how much close or how much open is it. You can regulate the flow with this valve, the globe valve. That's the use. What was the check valve normally used for? It's a one-way valve, automatically prevent backflow, right? So that is the answer. So we don't have surge or, you know, backflow. So that's why you use a check valve. What type of a pipe joint is generally limited to piping in non-critical service and has a nominal size of 2 inches or smaller? So normally non-critical services, you can use both threaded and joint or socket joint. So but this have a higher risk of leak and failure, and you don't use it for non-critical service or very high pressure, and it's for a smaller size pipe. Socket welded joints are usually used in nominal pipe size of I think it's 2 inch. Let's see what's the answer. So some of them you need to memorize. See here, yeah, that's 2 inch. Up to 2 inch, they call it small bore piping, as you've seen. Which of the joints listed is the most common found in the petroleum industry? So compression joints, you know, you can leak because there is it's just made by compression, so it can leak, like click and fit. Butt welded joints, that's strain joints, and so that's why they are used for petroleum industry, because you want to have a good high strength joint here. The primary purpose of piping inspection is to satisfy requirements of jurisdictional regulations. Yeah, that could be achieve the lowest cost with the piping which is reliable as the desired quality, ensures plant safety and reliability, also achieve the desired quality and assurance. So I think I would here, there can be a couple of one right, but I'm going to choose this one because it's mostly about safety and reliability and also the desired quality. So I'm choosing the best answer as this one, which is turns out to be correct. Remember, there might be jurisdictional regulation, but the API always asks you to choose the best answer. OSHA is occupational safety and health, mandates that piping to be inspected as per 570. Owner user adopt 570. Water piping be inspected with the same care as chemical piping. Owner immediately shut down the corroded piping system. So I think it is I would choose this one. Let's see if I've chosen the right answer or not. Okay, so that was wrong. So actually, it's mandatory. Here, when we say adopt, right? So this is also, I would say, a right answer, but actually here it's this is a better answer to be inspected to a cost such as API files. So it's because it's mandatory. When you say adopt it, that means cannot go in strict. It allows the owner to do some deviation, as he wishes. But and this is against the mandate when you say it's mandate. So I would say this is a better answer again. And the last question, regulatory requirements usually cover only those conditions that affect. So you got 4 answers here. The operation, they wouldn't really do that. I mean, they usually do the maintenance also, they wouldn't do that. So I'm rather more inclined to regulation is always about safety or pollution. Okay. So I'll take my chances and take this one, safety, which I think is a better answer than pollution. And yes, that's correct, because pollution also is important, but there is always a certain pollution always exists, and there is an acceptance criteria for that. And if you are over that, there will be some fine, obviously. But safety is absolutely a mandate, and you cannot compromise safety. I mean, pollution, you can get away with it, but with safety, you cannot. So if you can click on this, you can put your name, your email address, and the result will be emailed to your email, and with all the tips and why the reason for the right and wrong answer or better answer. Thank you this was the free quiz for API 570 Piping Inspector that you can find and try for free at Moodle 1.